Okay, let's go forward and we're going to do a talisman read today. Let's see what the subject is. What is the subject on the talisman read? It's about finding love. Finding love. So let's see what the reading is going to tell us about finding love. Now, finding love could come down to a lot of different things. It doesn't necessarily mean finding a partner, finding a husband or a wife or whatever, although it could mean that. But let's see what it says about finding love. So we're doing the cosmic dreamscape and the unfolding path with the talisman. Okay, so let's shuffle these and see what we have, what it's going to give us advice about finding love today. Okay, so the first thing out is third house. Take a good look around. Okay, so yeah, take a good look around. So what is it that your desires are? Okay, what is it that you're seeking? Putting that heart out there, the emotions out there, when it comes to taking a good look around. Make sure you're not missing something. But again, you know, it's about putting yourself out there when it comes to your emotional needs, etc. So the energy coming into it is about Juno finding your true love. And that's what the reading's about today, finding love. Okay? Unlocking that heart. Okay. So let's see what it says. Okay. Tempering things. Okay. Find your true love. Tempering. So tempering is about finding some balance as well. Okay, finding balance. Staying in peace. Sometimes, again, maybe you are needing to come to a little more stability, or seeking more of a bit of an emotional stability when it comes to it, okay? And I think this tempering, sometimes people are a bit too engrossed in it, okay? So maybe you need to back off a little bit. Yeah, you put the intention out there, you know, when you open yourself up, but it's not about being so aggressively, oh my God, I've got to find it. Okay, that type of thing. So next we have do it with passion. And the sun, having the light on it. So when I have this time doing it with passion, just put your passions out there, okay? Be somebody that's bright, okay? Not in the doom and gloom scenario. Be somebody that's passionate about life, okay? Have a good bit of temperance when it comes to some things, staying in more balance, and again, putting those emotions out there as to, being open with what it is you're seeking, your desires, etc. The challenge is fixed. Keep on keeping on. Fixed. Continuing that search, continuing. Let's see what it says. Yeah, continuing. Now this is the card of the 4, which is balance in your energy and your home life, what you're seeking in there. You're looking for that special love. So it takes, again, having the energy balanced in what you're doing, wanting to have that balance in life, in your home life, etc., when you're seeking a partner. And next we have opposition, making compromises, okay? About making compromises. Endings, okay? So maybe sometimes you need to, maybe you've made too many compromises just so you could have somebody in your life. But sometimes, that doesn't work. If you're the one that's always having to make the compromise, okay? It's kind of like you're settling for something just to have somebody else, and you don't have the same vision going forward. And then, you have to have kind of the same goals, the same vision, or else if you're always making compromises just in order to have a partner, it doesn't work. It's kind of like I told my daughter. Now, she waited until she was 40 before she found the right person, but they're very, very happy. She did find the right person. Now, the problem with my daughter's thing was she was dating a guy that wanted kids, and she absolutely did not want children. And I said, somebody will always be miserable. You have to wait until you find somebody that is in alignment with you as well. You can't, because somebody will always be miserable. Either you don't have children, he'll be miserable, or you'll have to have children, and then you don't want children, and then you'll be miserable. So you got to wait. You can't just compromise just to have somebody there. Okay. And last but not least, Mars, jumping into action. Jumping into action. Okay. With this absolutely strong mentality of transformation. Maybe sometimes, you got to watch about what you're getting involved in too. Sometimes if you have a guy that's too overbearing or a woman that's overbearing, this is the way it is, and I want it to transform this way, again, and you see that you're going to have to be making these compromises all the time. Do not get into a toxic relationship. When you're wanting to find love, love is not a toxic relationship. Somebody that's demanding at every turn, okay? And maybe at first you think this is somebody that just really cares about you, okay? They want to know where you're at, what you're doing, and everything. But this is something that's toxic about needing to control everything, okay? You need to have balance again. Fixed, you need to have balance in your home life and also have enthusiasm for life. Finding your true love needs to be tempered. It needs to be balanced. It's not just about, I've got to find somebody, I've got to find somebody, I've got to find somebody, okay? But again, take a good look around at the things that you are passionate about the things, you know. You never know where the right person is going to show up. So be a little bit more open with what your desires are, what is it you're seeking. Be a little more tempered and again, in more balance, and have a passion for life. Look for somebody that you can have a balanced relationship with in the energetic happenings of the home life. It needs to be in a good balance. Watch out for the oppositions and always having to make the compromises, and somebody that's in Mars energy of control and domination, and it has to be my way, okay? So be aware of that, because you do not want to get into a toxic relationship. You've got to be open with it. How many of these ones I've seen lately of transgender people that were not open when they started dating, and they're on their honeymoon and they wind up getting killed by their new, you know, partner? It's just, you know, you got to be open with things from the beginning, rather than just thinking I'll be able to smooth it over later, because that doesn't work. And just again, don't just be looking and I'll settle for anything, and look for red flags. Look for red flags when it comes to somebody who is domineering in their ideations, that it's my way and I know and you don't, and that type of thing. When they're not respecting you in the beginning, or if somebody just overly, how do I want to say it? They seem like the white knight, the shining white knight. And this has happened with many. You know, they're smooth-talked by these guys, and then the minute the deal is sealed, then their true colors come out, okay? And you find out they're abusive. The first sign of abuse, leave, okay? Don't think, oh, they're just having an off day and, you know, they'll come around and I love them and, you know. Absolutely not, okay? The leopards do not change their spots. If you are there and all of a sudden you find out that you've been lied to or whatever, and you see this person starting to become abusive mentally, physically, emotionally, get out. Get out, okay? It's not worth it to stay in that, because that's not love. That's not love at all, okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here. Hopefully that's helped somebody along the way, and we'll see you online.